What is up, guys? It's your boy Rick Kakis, and today we are going to be showcasing a brand new exotic weapon that just became available to utilize within Destiny 2 Season of the Witch, which was all just announced a few hours ago within the Destiny 2 showcase. So, the weapon in question is the Tessellation Exotic Fusion Rifle, and this is actually the pre-order bonus for the Final Shape expansion. So yes, right now, after the whole showcase, anytime you pre-order the Final Shape, either the normal edition or the Final Shape plus the annual pass, which is what I did, as you can see in the fine print on Steam, you will gain access to this weapon. Now, after you actually do make that pre-order, how you pick it up is you have to go to the tower, and normally you would go to the Cryptarch. However, Bungie actually introduced a brand new special events vendor kiosk, as you can see right here. So you actually head over to that new kiosk, interact with it, and as you can see, your exotic weapon along with some of the other pre-order bonuses such as an exotic ghost and emote and so on are all waiting for you. So, what the heck is this exotic weapon, and is it worth pre-ordering this DLC for? Well, first of all, intrinsically it has the trait Property Undecidable. This weapon / instrument / topology adapts its damage type to match your equipped subclass. Final blows grant grenade energy. Now let's just pause right here for a sec, because that ability is actually pretty insane. We have seen exotic weapons that can change their element, such as the Hard Light Auto Rifle or the Borealis, where you hold reload and it can cycle between Arc, Solar, or Void. The big difference with the Tessellation is that it simply adapts to whatever subclass you have equipped. You don't have to do anything apart from just put it on. But really importantly, when you do put it on, it's in the energy slot, just like the Hard Light or Borealis. The difference is that it will adapt to darkness subclasses. So when you're using Strand, which you're going to see in the background gameplay, or Stasis, normally all Strand or Stasis weapons are in that kinetic slot, and then of course you have those weapons present in the heavy slot as well. But you've never previously been able to access those elements in the energy slot. So with the Tessellation, you can actually have a Strand primary. For example, I'm using it with the unbelievably good Refuse's Fury Auto Rifle, which also has Demolitionist. We're going to talk about those synergies in a sec. And then I also now have the Tessellation, and then I also can easily put on a, for example, this brand new Strand rocket launcher I got from the first mission. So now I have all three weapons being Strand, and this means that all of my different armor mods that will boost my Strand capabilities, stuff like Strand Siphon or Strand Weapon Surge, will apply to every single weapon. The fact that I can use Strand Weapon Surge and have my primary, my special, and my heavy all getting a damage boost is actually insane. Normally, you'd have to put on different surge mods of different elements if you wanted all of your weapons to be getting a damage boost. So that is already, in terms of build crafting, very, very good. However, this weapon has another unique trait, and that's going to be Property Irreductible. Now, what this does is that when you hold reload, you consume your grenade to load a large projectile / shape / language that generates an elemental explosion on impact. So you can see that animation right here. I have the normal fusion rifle shooting, and then I will actually do an animation where I suck in my grenade to the gun and I shoot one large projectile. However, this projectile is still slow moving. So if you do shoot it at, for example, this wizard here, it can simply just move out of the way. So you will have to time and aim this projectile properly. However, this projectile actually cranks. As you can see, it does a pretty good amount of damage, and the explosion is large enough to kill any nearby enemies. However, this is really where the synergies with a Grenadier build starts. So initially I actually tried it instead of with Strand. I was using it on my Arc Grenadier build I featured last season. So in this build, I've got the Armamentarium Exotic chest piece on, which is going to give me a second grenade, and the entire build is made around making ionic traces, gaining grenade energy, all of that stuff. So as you can see with this, especially when you have high enemy density that you're facing, I'm basically able to go infinite. Like, every single time I kill a group of enemies with that big shot, it's going to give me enough grenade energy back from the intrinsic perk that I'm able to just load another powerful shot in and just do it over and over and over again. So this fusion rifle, if you are in a dedicated Grenadier build and you have an abundance of grenade energy coming to you, will essentially act like a rocket launcher. Like, its ad clearing capabilities are no joke. However, again, you do have to dedicate your build around it, and as soon as the chain breaks, it can be a little bit difficult to get it started again. You need to be killing enough enemies with that powerful shot to get the grenade energy back. So if you're using it against a boss, which again, the projectile schmacks, it totally makes sense to use it against a powerful enemy, but a singular powerful enemy, especially if you don't kill them with that shot, will not get you any energy back, right? And so then you've got to go and use the normal mode, which does give you grenade energy and can kind of fuel itself a little bit, but then you're not fighting the big boss. Like, it can be a little bit difficult to get everything back on track and start chaining again. Not to mention the fact that, let's all be honest here, although that powerful projectile is sweet, is it doing anything more than if I would have just thrown my normal pulse grenade, right? Like, my pulse grenade would pretty much kill all the same enemies. Maybe not as fast, maybe not as much of an initial damaging hit, but, you know, with the jolts and so on, I think it's pretty darn close. So you're sucking up your grenades, but your grenades are very good. The fact that you're converting them into shots of this gun, would you have been better off just throwing those grenades, especially when I'm on my Strand build, right? My grenades are the suspension grenades. That's extremely useful, and that's a degree of utility that the explosive blasts are not going to offer. Like, it doesn't suspend enemies when I shoot the Strand explosive blast. It's just a Strand elemental base explosion. And so, although this weapon is very cool, I don't necessarily think it's going to see a ton of play in endgame content. With that being said, where it might see play is just as a normal fusion rifle, where you completely ignore the alternate fire mode. You simply keep using your amazing grenades as you normally would, and then you have a fusion rifle that adapts to whatever element you want it to be, and it's giving you grenade energy back. It basically has built-in demo, but maybe a bit better as you're utilizing it. I mean, this season, I believe there is unstoppable fusion rifles as an anti-champion mod, so this could play a big part in builds that are going into solo lost sectors, for example, that want to deal with those champions and also be an adaptable element. So again, that's where I see it maybe getting some play. Guys, that is it for the video. Hope you enjoyed and found this interesting. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickKakis. That is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.